Hi, everybody. It's Joni here from Joni's Journals. How is everyone today? I'm actually recording on a Friday night, which is not normal for me. But I wanted to get this video done before the weekend comes so that maybe I can post it for Saturday so that you'll be able to see it and maybe play along. I've been debating whether or not to actually, excuse my squeaky chair, to actually make this video, but I thought it might be fun. What we're going to do is we're going to be handling a little mixed media project. All right, and you can see that all of the papers and all of the ephemera that I've used on here are from Tim Holtz. And this is a cute little one with two little girls where I actually had to remedy a situation and add an extra little girl because I made a boo-boo. But it still came out cute. And we can see I have some Tim Holtz paper on the back. This is another little one that I made. Okay, you can see I have the ladies on here. They're also Tim Holtz. I'm trying not to let everything reflect. And I'm hoping that there's enough light in here that you can see everything that I've done on here. I've used some of the little snippets, some flowers from the Organics ephemera pack. And these ladies are paper dolls. I couldn't tell you which pack they came in because all of my paper dolls are just in one big tin. Okay. And you can see I also put another paper on the back here. And then this is one that I'm actually still in the works of making. It's going to be a Valentine's Day gift for my husband. You can see I have one of the Tim Holtz Salvaged Hearts on here and a lot of the little ephemera and again, some of his paper dolls. And you can see I've used the same paper on both sides. Now, what makes these unique is they are actually little clipboards that I got from Walmart. And I had started playing with them. In fact, this was the first one. And I had just put some paper onto the front of it and onto the back of it. And I was like, well, what am I going to do with it now? And I just thought it was adorable. And I said, well, you know, it really is a clipboard. Maybe I will make it into a mixed media project for Tim Holtz. So this is the way that the little clipboards come. They come with a little clipboard with a little clip attached, which you can unscrew. There's a little screw back here. Okay, so you can take it apart. And what you'll end up with is this little piece. Now, I originally bought all three of these at Walmart. They were out of stock in my Walmart. And so what I did was I ordered these two from Amazon, and I'll leave you the link. The price was the same. And if you have Prime, you at least get free shipping on them. So what I've done to prepare it is I have unscrewed the little clip from the clipboard, and this is what you end up with, okay? And what's going to make yours unique, now, if you want to do it the way that I did it, I used some Tim Holtz vintage clips. It's a pack, and I believe they are still in production. Well, they were first put out in 2019, and I got mine from Amazon. And I did, in fact, order 2 more packs. So if you want to do it the way that I did it with the clips, they're not attached permanently. They will, I'm not going to play with that one. That one's a little tight. They will come right off, and you'll have a little mixed media piece that you can give to someone as a gift or perhaps use to decorate in your home, okay? And if you put the clip back on, excuse me, you can put a little nail in the wall or wherever you might want to hang it and just hang it up. So what I will do is, oh, excuse me. And of course, I don't have anything to drink. I will link these clips and I will link the little clipboards. Now, if you don't want to spend the money on those clips and you'd rather just use something you might have laying around, this is a, let's see, who makes this? Boston clip by the Hunt Corporation. And these work just as well. I will see if I can find them on Amazon, and I'll try and link some of these too. Or if you like, you can just remove the clip that comes on the board. And if you don't want anything that big, this clip will also fit right over the edge of your little clipboard here. In addition, if you don't want to do it on a clipboard, you could use a tag. You can get a, make yourself a large tag, or just cut a piece of cardstock and make yourself a little piece that way. In addition, again, another one, if you want to do this in a larger size and you would like to actually have the Tim Holtz clipboards, you can also find these on Amazon as well. I'm not sure if Simon Says Stamp or scrapbook.com might have them, but I'll look and see, and I will attach all the links for them. Now, I have actually used these before, and I've made them and given them away as gifts. I do have one in the house, but it's been packed away because it was switched out for Christmas decoration, so I can't show you what they look like. But I made my daughter one, and I made one as a keepsake for myself as well. So you could use this too, and then again, you can use, these are the medium-sized paper dolls. Tim does make them bigger. Let me see if I can just grab my little paper doll tin here. And grab out some of the other paper dolls. Now, you can see I have mine separated, and when I tell you I have tons, these are the smaller ones. These are the Tim Holtz poses. And depending on how well this video is received, I plan on doing something else, another mixed media project as well, using some of the poses. But as I was saying, the larger ones, which are these guys, they're sitting in the bottom of my little tin here. They work perfectly on the normal, well, the Tim Holtz clipboards. So you can do this. You can follow along with how I did mine and do it on here instead. If these mixed media things catch on, I might, if this one does well and I do another one, I may end up doing one on the actual Tim Holtz clipboard itself. And on that one, I'm more than likely going to use his collage papers. I do have a couple of rolls of the older collage papers. And so the gifts that I've made and used those actual clipboards, I have used the collage papers on. So let me just get this out of the way and tell you what you're going to need. So you can either choose to make a tag, you can cut yourself a tag, you can choose to use one of these little clipboards if you like, or if you want to work in a bigger fashion, you could use one of these clipboards. Now, since I'm working on this, I'm going to give you all the information that pertains to this one. What you'll need to do is you'll need to cut yourself 2 pieces of paper that are 3.5 by 4.5 inches big. Now, again, you could turn this sideways and put a clip on it and do it on the, oh gosh, what is this? The landscape, instead of doing it portrait. So if you just want to learn the tricks for it, or not the tricks, there's nothing tricky. If you just want to learn how I did it, you can always make yours to be landscape instead of portrait, okay? But, so what you're going to need is your little clipboard or your tag, whatever happens to float your boat. You're going to need 2 pieces of paper. For this one in particular, you're going to need 2 pieces of paper that are 4.5 by 3.5. And what I am going to do is I am going to round the corners on these like so. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that that's the size corner that I want. Yes, I use my medium-sized corner punch, And then what you're going to need is either hodgepodge, Mod Podge, or in my case, I'm using the Tim Holtz Distress Collage Medium. I will also link this on Amazon. I'll see if they have it in Simon Says Stamp or somewhere like that as well. So before we get started, take your papers, cut them to size, and then what you're going to do is you're going to ink around all of the edges of your papers. And I'm using the Distress Oxide because I happen to like, when you use the Collage Medium, it kind of smears the Distress Oxide and gives it more of a little vintage vibe going on. It makes it look a little bit browner. So that's why I use that. So you go cut your papers, you go ink your edges, round your corners, and all of that stuff. Get out your Mod Podge or your Collage Medium or whatever, and I will meet you back here in a few minutes, okay? Stick around, it's going to be fun. All right, so while you guys were gone, I cut my paper. Well, not cut my paper. I trimmed the corners on my paper, and I inked it all up with my Vintage Photo Distress Oxide, which you can't even see what that says. So I'll just show you the side this way. Okay, and I've inked all the edges. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to put a large amount of my Collage Medium onto my little soon-to-be clipboard, okay? And I'm going to spread a very reasonably thick layer on here. You don't want to put too much because what happens is you'll get bubbles. So you can put on, like a dollop size. I guess that's a nickel size. And I'm going to spread it out as quickly as possible onto the edges and make sure there's plenty on the edges because we don't want our paper to pop up. And I'm just going to keep spreading it all along. Okay, I've already prepared this. I put a coat of the Collage Medium onto the clipboard to kind of seal. I went around all of the edges and I went onto the flat part of the board as well. And so let's just make sure we have plenty all spread out all around. And it doesn't matter if it's a little sloppy coming off the edges because you can just go in and clean that up. And then I have picked this part to be the front and this part to be the back because this is going to be the part that is mostly covered up by all of the ephemera that we're going to add later. And then I'm just going to lay my piece of paper down, and I want to make sure that I'm getting it straight and that it's even on both sides, on all four sides. And I'm going to push it down like so. And I didn't put on too much Collage Medium, so I don't really have any bubbles. Although I have had the Collage Medium bubble up on the board, on the paper before. So that's why I said don't add too much because you don't want to have to be easing the excess Collage Medium out from underneath the paper because that's what happened to me. I had giant globs in the middle. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer of the Collage Medium over the top as well. And while you're doing this, you may want to push down a little just to make sure that your paper is making contact with the wood underneath. And I'm going to go around and I'm just going to go in one direction. You can see it's popping up a little, so push it down while you're applying the Collage Medium. Okay, and if for some reason you feel like you don't have enough for this top coat, which I'm thinking I don't, and I seem to have a little area underneath where I don't have any Collage Medium because the paper appears to be popping up, I'm just going to take a little and I'm going to squirt it out on here, and I'm going to spread it, and I'm going to try and get a little bit under there, okay, by pushing my brush up against the edge. And again, I'm going to go down in one direction, okay, and I'll pull a little in here along the way. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Collage Medium, I'm going to go in one direction, this way, okay? And make sure that I have a nice even coat all along the paper, like so, okay? And there we go. We've applied our top layer. Now, if you're working with Mod Podge, I like Mod Podge. I use it when I make fairy jars, but it also makes me sneeze. So, since I don't want to sneeze through my video because I've already coughed through parts of it, I'm just going to use my Collage Medium. And that's what I'm most comfortable with when I'm doing mixed media projects like this. Okay? And you can take a look and see that you don't have any lumps and bumps. And I do have one little one. So I'm just going to push down on that. That would be that area where I didn't have enough glue. Okay? And I'm going to keep doing this. And I'm going to make sure it's evenly coated with, like I said, no lumps and bumps. And now I'm going to go and I'm going to do the other side, but I'm going to come back when that side's done. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. All right, friends, and we are back. Now, while I was gone, I did manage to complete both sides. Okay, I've applied Collage Medium to the front side, which is the side we're going to be working on, and the back side as well. You can see I have some streaks on it, so what I may do later on after we've completed putting the ephemera on is I might go back and just add another couple of coats. The more coats that you add, the sturdier it seems to be, and by sturdy I mean the better adhesion the paper has, and it makes it, I'm not sure if it makes it waterproof. I'm not in the habit of pouring water over my makes, but I feel like it keeps it a little bit better protected, if you know what I mean. And in addition, I have already picked out some ephemera and laid out the way that I want to put the ephemera on this piece. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this piece is going to be for my husband for Valentine's Day, and I'm making a piece for my daughter as well. So I have picked some pieces that have some meaning. When my daughter was little, we had a Doberman Shepherd, and he was a little bit of a lunatic. But my daughter used to sit with him every morning and drink her milk and rub his ear while she was drinking her milk. And so I thought that that might be an endearing memory. And so I found a little paper doll of a little girl, and a paper doll of a dog. This guy appears to be a pit bull. Our Doberman looked nothing like this, but we have pit bulls now, so I kind of felt like it might have a meaning. And what I've also begun to do is paint my Salvaged Heart. Although the Collage Medium dries pretty quickly, I find that I always add too much paint to things, and so the heart is still kind of wet, and so I'm letting that sit aside for now. In addition, once I pull these tweezers off, I'm going to have to paint the other corner. Okay? So what I thought we might do is we might start adding some of our ephemera pieces. This is a piece that I pulled out again from the Organic Layers pack, and I've inked it around using my, let me just grab it, my Ranger Archival ink in potting soil. Okay, I don't know if you can actually see that, but I find that this ink on the shinier pieces, the ink tends not to rub off like the Distress Oxide might. So we're going to start by laying this piece down, okay, and I'm going to pretty much size out where I want to put everything. I already know where I want to put my heart when I place it on the paper, onto the clipboard rather. But I wanted to hide the stem from the flower behind the little girl. And then I'm going to do some little collages around. And I do know that I want to put this piece under my flower. So I think that that's where I'm going to start, and I'm going to lay this piece down. I'm going to take my Collage Medium again, and I'm just going to squirt a little bit onto the clipboard and grab my paintbrush, which has the Collage Medium on it already. And I'm going to try and dry it off a little because it is soaking in water. And I'm just going to lay down a layer of Collage Medium, and I'm going to try and spread it out so that maybe I can get more than one piece onto here at a time. And I'm going to grab my flower again and size out where I wanted to put it and put down my little, oh, I guess this is like a call tag here, and I want to make sure that I have enough room behind it, and I do. And I'm going to put a layer of Collage Medium over the piece as well, okay, and bring it out a little. And then I am going to lay down my flower like so, okay. And again, I wanted to tilt the stem so that it would hide behind the little girl. We wouldn't see that part, and it will. The dog will cover the other part. And then I'm just going to lay down another layer of Collage Medium, squirt out a little, and push it down onto the flower to make sure that the flower is attached nicely. And I'm going to go over by the stems and the flowers, stems and the leaves rather, and I'm going to lay that out. You will find, at least I do, I tend to have quite a number of layers covered by the Collage Medium, so the front of my pieces do tend to get very well covered when I am using the Collage Medium. Okay, and then I had another little piece over here, which is just this little 50-cent red piece on here, and I want to kind of lay that down here to try to cover up some of the white on the edges of those leaves. Rather than cutting it off, I figured we could cover it up by adding the Collage Medium, okay? And then again, I'm just going to add a layer of Collage Medium over that piece, like so, making sure that I have plenty here because there was another little piece that I wanted to layer on top of my little 50-cent piece, my little 50-cent sign, I should say. And that's that little number strip right there, okay? And so I'm going to go along and I'm just going to cover everything with the Collage Medium. And I'm just going to do one or two more pieces on here. I did have this little piece I wanted to put down here at the bottom, kind of over to the edge like so, making sure that it's straight. I'm just going to pick this up and make sure that I have it on straight like so. And it's not really straight, so I'm just going to pick it up again and lay it down one more time like so. You can see the Collage Medium underneath it is holding it in place. And I'm going to put a layer of Collage Medium over it just like so. And that's the way I'm going to continue on adding my ephemera. Okay, so I'm going to go away. I'm going to finish adding all of my ephemera to this piece. You can see where we've gotten to so far. And I will come back when all of the pieces have been added. Okay, see you in a bit. All right, friends, and we are back. And as you can see, I have added all of the pieces of ephemera to my little clipboard here. Okay, and I have finished painting up my little heart, and I've decided it's still a little wet, but I think it'll be okay for now. And see, I painted it red. I'm going to apply it to the little clipboard in the spot that I want it, which is right about here. And the way that I decided how far up or I should say how far down I wanted to go on my piece, was I took my clip. I am using the Tim Holtz vintage clips, and I have picked the one that will, did I? Yes. I have picked the one that matches the one that I'm using on the little clipboard that I want to give to my husband for Valentine's Day. And I picked that one to use on the one that I'm going to be giving to my daughter for Valentine's Day. Okay? And so the way I decided where I would place these pieces is I just basically, very simply, took my clip, put it down as far as it will go onto my clipboard, and I began doing my decorations from that point down. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to apply a very heavy coat of the Collage Medium in this area here. Okay, like so, because I do want the heart to stick down, and because there is so much ephemera on here that it's a little bit bumpy, I'm just going to take my paintbrush, my little brush here, and I'm going to actually wipe it off a little bit better and get it a little bit drier so that I can apply the Collage Medium. And I'm going to put a heavy coat, like so, under the area where I want to place my heart, okay? I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to grab the little heart here, and I'm just going to lay it down in the spot where I wanted it. I wanted it to be where you could still see all the little pieces of ephemera, but so that it would be far enough down. Oops, it's a little bit sticky from the top. And I'm going to take my tweezer, and I'm going to hold down the heart like so. And I'm just going to spread out. Oh, got it wet with the red was still a little too wet. Okay, no biggie. I'm just going to wipe that a little bit there and there and try to get some of that red off. It'll be okay. And I should have waited, but okay. I'm just going to spread. I'm going to try not to touch that heart again. And I'm just going to spread out that excess Collage Medium around here and around the heart. And again, it's a little wet. Learn from what I'm doing. And be careful when you painted an item. But you can see, because I've applied so much of the Collage Medium, the paint is basically just wiping right off. Let me just clean up my brush a little and grab that excess Collage Medium around the edges. Make sure my heart is staying down straight. Maybe I should use my finger. Okay, and you'll see some of the Collage Medium is squeezing out from underneath, but that's okay, because this way I know that I have enough under there. And like I said, I'm just going to pull the excess Collage Medium out from underneath, okay? And I am going to let this sit and let it dry. And I'm going to wipe again here and try to get some of that red paint off. Okay. And I am going to let this sit, and I will come back to you. See, this is why I said put enough Collage Medium on it. It will protect it. You can see I got most of that red off. And what I didn't get off, it's okay. It's blending in. But there we go. My little heart's been added. Okay, I'll bring this up a little bit closer so you can see. Let me move my light back just a bit. Okay. Now you can see a little bit better what I've done and the items that I've added. I'm going to put this aside, and when this is done and dry, I will come back to you and we will finish it up. Okay, guys? I'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, and we are back. And as you can see, I have successfully added that little heart to my little not paper clip, my little clipboard, okay? And what I've done while we were gone is I have gone in and I've added some Collage Medium to the heart. I didn't want to have that same mistake happen that happened before where I ended up smearing the paint because it was a little bit wet. But as you can see, maybe you can tell or maybe you can't. The heart's a little bit wet because I've already gone over it with a little layer of the Collage Medium. And I'm just going to take and I'm going to add another little coat over everything now that I've added my heart. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to go around and I'm going to go up on here, okay, like so. And I like to do one final coat over everything just before I call it done. And so I do have enough Collage Medium on here, I believe, to cover the whole thing, okay. And we will have it like so. Because as I said, and which you saw before, once you add the Collage Medium on, if you give it a couple of extra coats, it makes it a little bit more damage proof, I guess is a good way to say it. And so, yeah, we'll just make sure we go around everything. And we'll try to make sure that our little strokes with our pencils, oh my goodness, our little strokes with our paintbrush are all kind of going in the same direction because it kind of, like I said, it helps to protect. And it also, I think, adds a little bit more of that vintage feel, which is what I was going for with this, like so. And I'm going to just get all the extra glue that's hanging around all those little edges there. And go across the top one more time, like so. And there we have it. It is complete. And I will show you what it will look like once everything has dried and I've added my paper clip to it. So the clip's going to go on right about there, like so. I don't want to put it on yet because it is still kind of wet. All right, and I don't want my paper clip, my clip to stick to the Collage Medium. That's not my goal here. I want it to be removable should it need to be. And so, yeah, that is what our little finished piece is going to look like. And I'm going to try to remember to add photos of all of these to my Instagram so that everyone can see what they look like. But without the clip, it's still kind of a cute little piece. And like I said, you can do this with this little wooden clipboard piece that we have here, or you could do it on a tag, or you could just even do it with the larger pieces onto the Tim Holtz clipboard. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. And let me see if I tilt it up a little like this. Maybe it won't glare so much in the light. Okay. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, if this is well received, I will be doing another piece. And I'll bring you guys along with me if you enjoyed it. If not, maybe I'll just make the piece and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards, okay? It's going to be made with another inexpensive little wooden piece. It's a little frame that I was able to secure at Walmart. And I'll figure out if I can figure out a way to add that into the description box below the video so that you'll have a link, and if you want to do the same thing, or at least you can take a look at it and perhaps find something similar in a different place. I'm sure maybe the Dollar Tree has stuff like this too. But yeah, I will try to do that for you. So I'm going to send you lots of love and big hugs and ask you to please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you again in my next video, okay? Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye for now.